What's going on, everybody? Dave Lockren with Odd Shopper, and in today's video, we're talking BetMGM. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you saw the commercial with the roaring lion or Jamie Foxx or whoever else they've got on those commercials these days, and you said, you know what? That looks nice. I want to take that for a spin. Or you're just looking to expand the amount of sports books you're on. And if you've watched anything on our channel before, you know that we will always advocate for that. Having accounts on the most sports books as possible is always going to help you become a winning bettor, because you're giving yourself the advantage by always shopping the best odds, the best lines on any sports bet that you're looking at. So I'll keep this video short, concise, and simple from start to finish. How to sign up, how to get your bonuses, how to get into the rewards program, but more than anything else, how to make bets and how to do it the right way over at BetMGM. Of course, we'll go over the layout of the site and how to navigate and how to find everything on top of that. So if that's what you're here for and you're looking to get on the BetMGM, but you want to make sure you've got your legs underneath you first, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and let's dive into it. All right, so before anything else, you guys already know this. If you've watched my review videos on sportsbooks before, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking to you about how to register and how to sign up and all of that stuff and how to deposit. These sports books, for obvious reasons, would like to make it as easy as possible for you to do that. And in doing so, they're going to make it as easy as possible, and we don't need to talk about it. That's really all it boils down to. But for the sake of keeping things simple, in the top right, you'll see the option to register. When you click that, it'll take you to the registration screen. You'll put your information in. You'll create a login just as you would anywhere else on any other site that you're new at. They'll verify your identity, and then you'll be in a position where you can deposit. We'll get to that in a second. But if you look at the top of the screen, you have sports, you have poker, and you have the casino. Robust casino offerings at BetMGM. No surprise there whatsoever. If that's your type of thing, just for you guys, I threw a link in the description. It is a crazy bonus. It's a $1,000 first match deposit bonus. So however much you deposit, up to $1,000, they're matching 100% of that. So it's very nice. But for the sake of this video, I want to talk about sports betting here and how we can do that, because there's a lot more that goes into that, navigating the site. You guys, I'm sure, can figure out how to play the slots and blackjack and all of the other stuff that comes along with it. But yeah, casino on BetMGM is huge. It's robust, and there's a first match deposit bonus up to $1,000. But let's talk sports here. So you've registered and you're ready to go. Now you just got to fund the account. You'll see the deposit option pop up once you've logged in. Click that, and you'll have the option to deposit. Take advantage of the sign-up bonuses on all sports books. The best type of money is the free kind. You guys know that. And that's why so many of us are at every sports book possible, because we want to get every bonus possible. Link for the sports book sign up is in the description as well. It's a first bet insurance up to $1,000. So even if your first bet loses up to $1,000, you get all of that back in bonus bets. Now you've deposited. Now you've got your first bet insurance up to $1,000. You're ready to rock. And it's time to look at how we can make some bets here on BetMGM. So I figure I'm recording this in August, so it's right around football season, but this will be relevant whether you're watching it in August or whether you're watching in December 4 years from now. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see top events here for football. Now, as a matter of fact, that's because I had already clicked on football, but if you go to the home screen and slide over here, let me just go back home to make it easier for you guys. So if we go home here, you'll see on the left side all of the top sports: football, basketball, hockey, baseball, soccer, tennis, MMA, so on and so forth. Then if you go down a little bit further, you can go A to Z, so just in alphabetical order. Maybe you're a niche bettor and you like darts or cycling or cricket, or you're like, hey, where's snooker at? There you go, down there, alphabetical order. Makes life easy. You can also use this top scroll bar as well. I'll get to something important in that in a second, but is it easier? I don't know. It's up to you. I prefer just to use the left side of the screen. Let's go to football. We'll talk about how to place bets here, okay? When you're placing bets, so we've got football here. These are your preseason games for week 1 of the preseason. If you wanted to look at other games, click on USA under countries. Unless you want to bet Canadian football, that's fine too. Down here, you'll see NFL, you'll see NFL preseason, and you'll see college football. So this allows us to expand everything across football and not just what you get on the main screen. And here's a cool thing. If you wanted to favorite these, like Say you're someone that goes, I really only bet the NFL and I only bet basketball. So I want to make it easier for me to find it, or I only bet like these certain markets in a specific sport. You can star this. And once you do, go over in the scroll bar to the top right, you'll see favorites here. Click favorites and all of your favorite sports will appear there. So if that's simpler for you, and I think for a lot of people it probably is, that makes life easy. Let's take a look at week 1 though for the NFL. So you have a bunch of different games. It doesn't matter what we pick. We're not betting these. This is just for demonstration purposes. So we'll go with the points. We'll lay the points here with Kansas City. We'll take the points with the Carolina Panthers as an underdog, and then we'll take the Baltimore Ravens minus 9.5 against the Houston Texans. There are 4 different options here in your bet slip. So you look at the right side. This is where your bet slip is. This is where your bets are going to appear before you actually place those wagers. You have straight bets, which means you're betting all of these individually. So let's say you were to take $10 and put a $10 stake on all 3 of these bets. What does that mean? Simple. $10 potential payout if you win, including your stake, is $19.09 on each individual bet. This one, the Chiefs are minus 115, so this would be 1870. Scroll down here before you place your bet. Of course, if you're logged in, you'll just be able to place your bet right here. Stake per bet, $10. That means a $30 total stake on 3 separate bets pays out $56.88, okay? If you wanted to parlay these and you said, you know what, I want to take a $10 stake and parlay all of these, which means you're betting all 3 of them together and all of them need to win in order for you to get paid out. Of course, be careful with parlays, but this is where you do it. This is how it's done. You have all 3 of them already in there. One single stake, $10 at plus 581 odds. That would pay out $68.14 if you want. There's also, if you're looking to get a little bit deeper into the weeds, teasers, where you can take a certain amount of points and add them to the spread or subtract them from the spread, depending on whether they're an underdog or a favorite. In this case, let's say, and there's a slider here. Let's say we wanted to do a 7-point 3-team teaser. That would mean that the same picks we had earlier, the Chiefs, the Panthers, and the Ravens, Chiefs were at minus 6.5, Panthers were at plus 3, and Ravens were minus 9. That would mean the Chiefs line moves from minus 6.5 to plus 0.5 point. Don't tease through 0. Again, this is just for the video. Never tease through 0 in the NFL. If there's nothing else I can teach you here. Carolina Panthers at plus 3, that moves to plus 10. Ideally, you'd like to get that north of 10. And then Ravens at minus 9.5, you get that to minus 2.5. That's actually not bad because key numbers in football, 3 and 7, right? Field goals are 3, touchdowns are 7. A lot of times the outcomes or the differential between 2 teams and points scored is going to fall on 3 or 7. So anytime you can tease something like 9.5 through these key numbers down to 2.5, that's not bad at all. But you want all of them to match up. And you really want to make sure that you're getting the best numbers on all of these. Don't just come into something like this and go, all right, sweet, 10-team teaser. No, these sports books are baking all of this into the odds. Don't think this is guaranteed free money because it certainly isn't. Be careful with teasers. And then the 4th option, round robins. So with the round robin, we have videos on this in the channel. So just search them under OddsShopper. I won't get into this. But they're just basically making a bunch of different parlays for you. So in this case, they could make like a bunch of different 2-leg parlays. If you had more legs of the bet in here, it could be, a bunch of 3-leg parlays, and they're just all of the teams are parlayed with each other. And instead of you having to do it on your own, they do it for you. The payouts aren't as big as a parlay with like 7 legs, but your floor is lower. And I shouldn't say your floor is lower. You have a higher chance of making some money back, even if you don't have the greatest day. So those are your 4 type of bets. Once you've placed them, you go into my bets, and this is where all of your bets will appear once you've placed them while they're live. And of course, you can see the progress of those bets as well. You can do that for football, basketball, baseball, any sport. It is all the same thing. There's also promotions and there's also rewards that you always want to exploit. You're going to get odds boosts a lot of times. They're not always perfect. They're not always great, but most of the time when they give you odds boosts, you probably want to bet them. So they could take a line that is plus 200 and they could boost it to plus 400. Those are, objectively plus EV spots in most cases. Sometimes they'll sneak one by you and it's not, but check for odds boosts. Check for any options where they're just giving you essential free bets, right? Like they'll knock something down from minus 1,000 to even money. You always want to take that. And sometimes you'll have free bet options as well, where BetMGM will just give you free bets. That's the same thing for promotions, for the casino, for poker, for sports, and then MGM rewards as well. If you become an MGM rewards member, each time you bet, you're going to accrue points through your MGM rewards account, and you can then cash them in for money in your account to bet, to play in the casino. You can use it for hotel stays, in-person casinos, resorts, and all of that stuff. They do have a really nice rewards program, so make sure to sign up for that once you're in. Oh, and before we go, one other thing to consider here. When you're scrolling through games, clicking on the games is going to give you a bunch of different betting options for all of these games. Take baseball, for example, the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. This is where you'll be able to bet player props, right? Batting props, strikeout props, home run props, you name it. In football, it's the same case. Anytime touchdown scorers, first touchdown scores, receiving yards, passing yards, receptions, rushing yards, all of that stuff. Alternate spreads, alternate totals, win/total, all of that stuff. And then there's more options down here. If you're betting the first 5 innings, you can find all of that stuff for football as well. Like I said, quarters, halves, first, second, third, fourth quarter. Just simply click the game, expand it, and that's where you're going to find all of the expanded odds, all of the props, all of the exotic props, and all of that good stuff that you're going to be looking for. Oh, and here, as a matter of fact, is a boost, the Lions boost on BetMGM, as I referenced just a minute ago when you're talking about promotions and boosts. Luis Castillo to record 8+ strikeouts and Shohei Ohtani to record 1+ RBI. It was from plus 500. Now it's plus 600. Again, this is one where you go, okay. I mean, that's nothing great, but always keep an eye out because sometimes you're going to get much better boosted odds that you're going to want to absolutely hammer. As far as like Kyle Schwarber to hit 1+ home run, Phillies to win, and 10 total runs in the game, I stay away from this stuff all the time. I'm not really looking for like pre-made same game parlays that they're making for me. That doesn't help us at all. And the very last thing I would suggest, not going too heavy on these, but like I told you, I'm going to show you how to navigate everything on the site. Same game parlays. See this SGP right here? That means same game parlay, where you can parlay props and, money line or whatever it is, props with money line, props with the run line, or spread in football or basketball, all together in the same game. I would stay away from the pre-built same game parlays and use this option to build the parlay yourself. And then in doing so, you can find it right here, all of the options with the game, with the teams, or with the players where you're grabbing player props. That is your same game parlay. Expand the game or click on the game. You'll get these, you'll click SGP, then build parlay, and you're in the door. Well, there it is. Now, hopefully you know everything you need to for BetMGM. Take advantage of your bonus, whether it's sports or you want to dabble in the casino. I threw them both down there anyway. Always take your bonus opportunities. Never take them for granted either. Take the free money and run with it. You know how to bet. You know how to find straight bets, parlays, teasers, or round robins. Just as always, do your research first. Before betting, do your research on all of those type of bets before diving in. You know how to do same game parlays, to find player props, to navigate the site, and to find all of the sports. If there's anything I didn't hit on, and of course, the rewards and promotions as well. If there's anything I didn't hit on, leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer it for you, or follow me at Loughy_D on Twitter, LOUGHY_D. And we'll see you back here next time for another review. Thanks, guys. Peace.